Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. And Tifa Man and the Commie Mania is failing massively at the theatres right now. And I'm all for that, you know, because a little bit of a capitalist. And I like things to do well on their merit. I like it when entertainment is put out there to, and this might be controversial, entertain people. What a surprise. So when they come in with just generic trash or some messaging BS that we're meant to scoff down, you know, some of the most degenerate people to live on planet Earth, all focused in a nice little place called Hollywood, trying to lecture to the masses of the world. Yeah, that's always going to end up well, isn't it? But the next film to come up on the slate is Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Now, this is going to round off. This is going to be a send-off to some of the cast members. Some will get killed off. Some probably might just not come back to the MCU. But this is the end of an era because this is James Gunn, and James Gunn is leaving because he's taken over at DC now, and all the problems that that's going to cause by the looks of it. But this looks like it's more going to be an isolated film and not really take into account anything that's Phase 5 related. Unless they shoehorn something in towards the end or in a post-credit scene. Not, by the way, that I give a single solitary shit. Because these films have been crap now for at least 3 years since Endgame finished. And I've got zero hype for any of it. Even Guardians of the Galaxy 3, there's been a decent trailer, I think, but the latest trailer to come out, I don't know. It didn't really do anything for me at all. However, the poster that they released here has caused a little bit of a kerfuffle for more than just one reason, but one really kind of notably stands out, and that's Nebula at the end here. Karen Gillan, who's very attractive in real life. Look, there's Karen IRL. We'll get to this in a moment. Very pretty, very attractive. And even in previous Guardians of the Galaxy posters, and I'm taking this article from Bounding Into Comics, have shown her maybe exaggerated, but have showed her certainly a little bit more curvy. However, this one here, you would think that this is a dude. Now, this isn't meant as a slight to Karen in any capacity. Karen's not heavily endowed, you know? She's got a nice figure, slim figure. But even on this picture here, there's a lot of weirdness to it. The top has clearly been photoshopped. This isn't as part of the pose. Now, before I go further into that, let's jump back here again. This is Karen explaining the pose that she did, and she's trying to do it in a fun way, and she's actually trying to take responsibility for it herself, but it's we'll get back to that. So let's just listen to what she has to say.
Okay, can anybody out there tell me what I was thinking when I decided to pose like this on an international, worldwide poster that will remain forevermore? I remember...
Okay. So she probably did the pose. By the looks of it, yeah, she was up against a wall. Her elbow was up against the wall, and, you know, they've done multiple photoshops on it. So, yeah, the pose is a little weird. It looks like she's arm up here, hips or you know, slightly pushed back, maybe because of the way that she was leaning on the wall. She's slightly coming forward.
I remember doing this pose and thinking, I think I look pretty cool here. So I take full responsibility for this choice, but oh my god, what am I leaning against? What is my elbow doing? No, doesn't look good now either, does it? I mean, maybe I should double down and try to make this pose a...
So she just goes on and jokes, you know, just when you least expect it, I'm gonna boosh, put out the pose again on the red carpet. She's making light of it. She's making a joke of it. In all fairness to her, good on her. You know, good on her in as much as she's clearly heard a lot of the criticism as regards to this. However, she has deflected from what the actual true criticism is. Sure, the pose is slightly weird, but people are talking about the fact that Karen Gillan, an exceedingly attractive woman, has been androgynized. Clearly, this top is photoshopped. Absolutely photoshopped to make her look like a dude. It's not natural. It's not in any capacity natural. And even though she isn't the most endowed lady on the planet, there would still be some babages. There'd still be the old bumpy poo. You can't really get rid of them. Unless, of course, you're a 14-year-old kid in California. But that's another topic of conversation for another time. I mean, the whole post is a bit weird. Because even Chris Pratt has been seriously thinned down. This isn't Chris Pratt. He's actually much more bulky, particularly because he's just done the Terminal List, and Terminal List has been renewed for a second season. Where they're going to go with that, don't know, but we'll find out. But much more muscular, much more bulky. Not, not, but just bulky. Here he just looks like he's on a diet of kale and soy. So again, they've even photoshopped Chris Pratt. They've thinned his face down here. They've thinned his body. And they've turned Karen Gillan into a dude. It's such a weird thing to do. Even Drax has been covered up. Now, I know Dave Bautista. This is his last Guardians film. He's in his 50s. I think he's well into his 50s now. And he doesn't, want to maintain that huge muscular physique. It's a lot of work, and I imagine it is a lot of work and a lot of eating and a lot of discipline and a lot of everything. I think he's just wanting to kind of age now and maybe debulk a little bit and just focus on his acting career. But he's been covered up. Zoe Sultanas are gone as well. There's, very sort of androgynous there. Even Mantis, who I think is, I think the actress is Bueno. Again, just in this dowdy kind of top. And I forget what this character's even called. But, we got the dad bod with the gut pushing out, really sort of unattractive stuff. Now, I know that this is probably what they're trying to go with. Oh, look at these slobs, look at the Guardians of the Galaxies, but they're only actually slobs, really. But it's such a weird thing to do. But not in any way, shape, or form away from the Hollywood agenda, if you get where I'm coming from. They're liking their ambiguity at the moment. They're liking what is a woman? I can't answer that. I'm not a biologist type of business. So we see from this article as well, we've seen different pictures of Nebula. See, even here in a prison jacket, she's got something going on. And I'm not trying to fixate on her titty bags, but when you see just a regular looking woman like that, and then suddenly you got a boy, it's a weird thing to do. Even in their bulky uniforms, these are much more bulked up uniforms. You can still tell. So it's just such a strange thing for Hollywood to do. And it's all well and good for Karen to try and take responsibility, but it's not her fault. If the photographer could have asked her to do a different pose, they could have used a different photograph. They could have done anything if they weren't happy with the pose. I think the pose is whatever. But it's not Karen's fault that they've photoshopped her down to get rid of her hips, by the looks of it. Make sure that she's flat as a pancake down the side, flat as a pancake across the top. I don't know. Hollywood, they're just so bizarre, so weird. Also, Groot looks like shite. But never mind about that. But Guardians of the Galaxy 3, it's probably going to do decent box office. It's the farewell to the main cast. The films have been okay. You know, the first one was pretty good. Second one was all right. It's okay, you know. But they need a big hit. And is Guardians going to do $1 billion? I don't personally see it. Maybe in the 800 region, 850 region. But who knows, it could. But they need a big hit because the next movie that comes after this is the Marvels. And I think Marvel are in for a massive shock when that drops. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now.